Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of One Mic, where I watch shit so you don't have to. And today I'm here to talk about Season 4, Episode 5 of Snowfall, entitled The Get Back. Man, well, first of all, I want to talk about the camera positioning and whatnot. I got this new hoodie from one of my homies, Baylor the Great. He's making t-shirts, he's making hoodies, they're fucking dope. He made this one for me and my homie Otis. Detroit shit all day. So, I just wanted to rep the hoodie on here for Baylor. So if you wanted to reach out to Baylor to get some hoodies done or some shirts or anything like that, you can hit him. He's at Baylor the Great on Twitter. That's Baylor, the Great, spelled just like the way you know the word. So I wanted to rep that Detroit shit. I wanted to rep Baylor's t-shirt shit. He's doing great work. The packaging on this shit, phenomenal, man. Like, great stuff. So I highly recommend it. But anyway, I want to talk about this episode of Snowfall, and let me just start by saying, phenomenal fucking episode. I feel like this show gets better each and every week in season 4. The acting performances, and when you escalate things like this, like Snowfall is escalating the fuck out of the storyline at this point. Like the stuff with Leon, the stuff with Scully and Manboy, like this shit has been propelling forward at a meteoric rate so far in this season. We're only through 5 episodes, so that means there's still at least, I think it's a 10 episode season, another 5 to go. So there's a lot of time for things to escalate further. But when you escalate things like this, you really give actors an opportunity to really showcase what they can do. And man, up to this point, I'd say my favorite moment in the series is when Leon goes to visit Franklin in prison, and he sees Franklin all beat up, and he gets mad because like Leon is so fiercely loyal that he gets furious just seeing what happened to his homeboy in prison. And like that scene when Leon gets pissed off is probably my favorite scene in the show up to this point. The scene where Franklin puts Leon in check in the car, I think it's at the end of season 3. That's a landmark moment. That's probably my second favorite. But this episode, Scully's reaction when he goes to the morgue after his, to see his daughter's body, phenomenal work from that actor. Like, man, like the pain of losing a child is something I hope to never experience, but I can imagine it'd be something like that. Like, that was some amazing fucking work by him. The scene where Scully and Manboy essentially make peace, like, and they don't even make peace on camera, like officially, but you got Khadijah, the sister of Manboy, and the girlfriend of Scully. They saying like, look, he's here to apologize, and you're gonna accept it because you owe me. And like that was a good scene. I think both of them still trying to carry on the you're not gonna fuck with me like kind of demeanor, but at the same time you could tell that they both kind of want to squash it, but they still got to play hard. Like I thought it was a very nuanced performance from both of them. I thought that was great. And the best scene in the whole episode, not a single word, well, no, I can't say not a single word spoken, but words were spoken at the very beginning of the scene. But the scene where Sissy braids Leon's hair, phenomenal, just a phenomenal piece of acting from both of them. When Sissy told him to sit on the floor, I was like, oh, she's probably about to braid his hair. And immediately I had the thought, like, because she comes in, she touches his face, sits behind him, and I guess you guys probably don't know this, but I used to have long hair, and I used to get my hair braided. And if anybody other than the Africans was doing it, it usually feels pretty good. Like, it's almost like a little scalp massage a little bit, as long as they don't do them too tight or rush through it. And I thought, like, man, that lean back, the comb going through to get, like, I know what that feels like. And I'm like, this might be the moment where he finally breaks down, and he did. And it was phenomenal work by Isaiah John. So, man, this show was fucking crushing it right now. Like I said, better every episode. I did think the Reed Gustavo storyline wasn't that interesting this week. but they didn't really have too much to do. Franklin asked them to find out what the cops knew about Leon, and Gustavo got drunk and visited his niece and nephew. Like this felt like a very much of a filler episode for them. I think there was and Gustavo asked him to find Lucia, who we have not. I don't know how long it's been since we've seen Lucia. I feel like Lucia was gone for like all of season 3 or something like that. But yeah, Lucia's been gone. Gustavo asked Reed to find her. So I think that's kind of like the biggest thing that happened in their storyline in this episode. But this really felt like filler for them. Like they weren't given too much to do. I'm surprised they didn't try to advance the storyline with finding Reed's guns. But I think it might be wise for the show to kind of like give some sort of balance when all of the emotional weight and not just the weight, but the just everything that's important in the show is kind of coming to this crescendo in the Franklin storyline. And I think it probably would have been ill-advised to essentially give me not to say that the idea of looking for Reed's guns is the equivalent of this whole thing happening with Leon, but it might have been wise to kind of like give them an episode off instead of continuing to escalate for them as well. Just to kind of like spread out the escalation, I guess. But yeah, really great stuff in this episode. Acting performances off the chain from everybody involved. Damson Idris didn't have to do too much in this episode as far as like heavy lifting for acting stuff, but I'm sure he will at some point because it kind of looks like the end is near for Leon. I don't know how they're going to get out of this, but I knew that he was going to be safe this episode because essentially killing Leon in response to I forget the name of the daughter. I think it was like Tiana or something like that. Killing Leon in response to that essentially ends the season, because if Scully and Manboy are united in their hate for Leon and Franklin delivers a dead Leon, everybody's in pretty good, well, not a pretty good mood, but in good standings with one another. So there's no reason for any wars to continue. They could just resume selling drugs peacefully. So killing off their community in peace. So yeah, I feel like killing off Leon, handed him over in that episode, I think was it wasn't on the table for me, just because I could see how much that would affect the rest of the show, the rest of the season. But I kind of still feel like Leon's days are numbered, and I think I mentioned that in the very first episode, the video I did on episodes 1 and 2, that it seems to me like they're already laying the groundwork for killing off Leon at some point. I hope he survives. I hope he makes it. He's my favorite character, but man, Leon is so like the thing that I like about Leon, and I think Isaiah Johns does such a great job in this role, is that Leon is a very complex character. Like, Leon's a good guy. Like, and this is why I say this is a complex character, because he just killed a fucking kid. He didn't turn himself in. He didn't he didn't do it. He killed a kid, and he's trying to get away with it. And these are not the activities of a good guy, but there's such a weird like duality with Leon. Like, he's fiercely loyal. He is a good guy. Like, he doesn't want to do dirty shit. He feels bad when he sees people that he cares about fucked up. Like, look at Wanda. Look at, he feels bad about killing the kid. Like that's something where like he's not that callous to where he can do that and be cool with it. And I think Isaiah Johns does an excellent job of showing a guy who on the inside is actually a good person, but on the outside has to be outwardly aggressive and vicious. And he does have a temper. He is stubborn. But I think at the end of the day, who Leon really is somebody who couldn't survive in this game. So he has to really turn up the aggressiveness and the violence and the anger. And that's, that's part of being in the game, is like you're gonna become like that. So I think he's doing a good job of conveying that, but also conveying that inside he is a good guy. Like, he's loyal to his people. He cares about his people. He wants his people to succeed. He doesn't like seeing his people down. Like, so it's gonna be if it happens, it's gonna be a sad day for me if anything happens to Leon. I love Leon, but because I appreciate that fierce loyalty. But yeah, man is dumb. He is stubborn, but man, great episode. I can't wait to see. I don't know how many episodes there are in this season. I believe there's probably about 10, maybe 12, 13, somewhere in that range, 10 to 13. But man, after 5 episodes, like they're at a point where I feel like you should kind of be like at your penultimate episode, like the episode before the finale. Like that's the caliber of drama and tension that they're bringing to the show right now, to where I'm like, I feel like the next episode should be the finale, and they still have at least another 5. I can't imagine how they continue to keep up this pace. But I say the same thing about Gamora. Watch those videos. I say the same thing about Gamora, and Gamora continues to blow me away. So, and be compelling every single episode. So, I have faith that Snowfall can maintain, but so far, this is the best season, hands down, so far. Really captivating stuff. Nothing I don't like at this point. They're firing on all cylinders. So, again, hop on, catch up on Snowfall, watch it. If you're not watching it, you should be watching this video, because I speak very freely. It's a spoiler video, but if you are watching it, tell your friends, man. It's like we need more shows like this to be getting attention. Like I would love to see Snowfall season 4 be, nominated for an Emmy or a Golden Globe or something like that, because I feel like it goes under the radar outside of the Black community. So yeah, tell some friends, man. It's a dope show. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to rate, comment, share, subscribe. Check out Baylor the Great on Twitter. If you like this hoodie, if you like it, if you feel like he might be able to make you something dope, represent your city, hit him up. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 6. Peace.